How do you even know that this is happening personally?
So it's happened so many times since I've been doing jiu-jitsu, right? Like it's at least from 2010 to now, I've heard of at least like 8 fraudulent black belts. And then I guess the reason I find out is sometimes you'll see a school get tagged on Instagram or something, or you'll see something like that. You click on the school and then you'll see like pictures of the instructor. And then again, to me, if your black belt promotion picture is you by yourself, unless your coach is in Brazil and he's mailing you the belt, that is extremely alarming to me. You should not be by yourself during a black belt promotion. A black belt promotion is a very important event in your jiu-jitsu career. Like all of my teammates were here when I got my black belt. There's pictures, videos. So to me, if there is no evidence of your black belt promotion, something's fishy. Something's going on. If you have not won a match at brown belt, you should not be wearing a black belt. To me, if you're a competition-based athlete, of course, there's athletes that are not competition-based. You have your own criteria. That's a different thing. For sure, maybe you could go purple, brown, black in a certain amount of time at that point. But if you tell your coach, hey, I want to be a competitor, I'm trying to chase world titles, I'm trying to chase big titles, and you go from purple to brown, and then you don't win a single match at brown, you get wiped out every time you compete, you should not be getting your black belt.
Yeah.
Because you set that standard for yourself. So it's like, how are you going to be a competition-based black belt if you can't even crack it at the belt level below?
Yeah. But what about now being a teacher? So you have people that come to the school, people you maybe are coming from other schools.
Mm-hmm.
How have you seen that play out as far as maybe over-promoted people?
Yeah, so we would I can only speak for us here. We would never ever take a belt from anybody. I don't believe in taking a belt from somebody or demoting somebody.
Great.
I just feel like if you come to Alliance Orlando, for example, and you're a purple belt and the instruction staff here doesn't feel that you're a purple belt, we are going to allow you to grow into that purple belt.
Wonderful.
So it may take you much longer to get that brown belt that you eventually think is your next belt because we feel that you're still growing into that belt. But I don't believe in demotions or things like that unless one of your students like committed some crazy criminal act or, things on that note, then maybe you can think about stripping a black belt. But other than that, I don't believe in demotion.
So as a teacher here at Bruno's Academy, what are you guys doing to ensure the standard is kept?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think the main thing that we are doing here is I do believe we have a very high standard of jiu-jitsu here. All 3 of the instructors that are on staff, which would be Bruno, myself, and Ghazari. I mean, Bruno and Ghazari are both much bigger names than myself, both multiple-time world champions. They don't need an introduction. And then myself, I just won PANS at black belt this year. So we always tell the students here, you're always in good hands, no matter who's teaching the class. It's always a very experienced instructor that's been training for a long time. However, as far as policing the community or other schools and things like that, I'm pretty vocal about it. I do think what happens sometimes is some of the bigger names get to the point where they've seen this happen so many times and they've seen nothing change that they don't feel the need to raise their voice anymore.
Yeah.
I'm sure Bruno has probably seen 100 fake black belts in his time training, And he's probably at the point where he's like, there's nothing I say or no amount of me raising my voice that's going to make this person stop being a fake or that's going to make the people that believe this person stop believing them.
So do you take the approach of promotions more off skill focused versus time, or how do you weigh the two?
A blend of all of them, right? So here we do skill, time, and also, I guess, character off the mat, right? That's another big thing we look at. So for example, let's say you're a blue belt and for all intents and purposes, you have purple belt skill level, you roll really well, you understand all the techniques you're supposed to. But maybe during training, if another purple belt passes your guard, you get upset. Your emotions get the best of you. You punch the mat a little bit, you bring down the overall mood of the training room. We're probably going to hold you a little bit because even though your ability is there, you're not carrying yourself the way we would expect a purple belt to carry themselves.
I feel like you almost want them to grow into it in those 3 aspects.
Because like we were talking about, jiu-jitsu is not just a martial art. It's a vehicle that helps you develop your life as well. So if you're only growing on the martial arts aspect, but you're not growing personally, are you really improving?
Is that something you would communicate to that athlete?
Probably, yeah. Not in front of the whole class, of course. That would be something like, hey, man,
that would be a negative.